I was asked to put together a short little overview on pathways to become a CISO, or Chief Information Security Officer. It is a seemingly innocuous question, yet it is a question with profound responsibility for people's careers. There are as many pathways as there are company role responsibilities for a CISO. This is to say, first we need to start with defining what is the ideal for a CISO and what is information security. To borrow Dr. Mansoor Habsib's definition, it is the mission-focused and risk-optimized governance of information which maximizes confidentiality, integrity, and availability, using a balanced mix of people, policy, and technology while perpetually improving over time. By contrast, some otherwise very good people have defined InfoSec as, quote, the protection of information and information systems from unauthorized access, use, disclosure, disruption, modification, or destruction in order to provide confidentiality, integrity, and availability, unquote. This is a technological definition and does no one any good. A good CISO will recognize the alignment against business strategy and objectives and the value brought to the growth of the business. A good information security program needs to be embedded within the organization from top down. Security is about prevention or consequence management. To quote Dr. Richard Deston, every organization exists to create value creation processes. The security function exists to support the secure creation of protected value. The value created cannot be taken without permission, and the process can therefore continue. Security is a people problem, not an IT problem. Unquote. Overall, the following gets covered in risk management. There's the executive, which is mandate, strategy, and requiring executive support. There's program management, legal and HR, compliance, product security, software as a service security, operational IT security, SecOps, there's the commercial supply chain, and above all, there are human factors involved. Overall, we wonder why we lose in the war when we attack people for not conforming to narrow definitions of a pure cyber tech, whatever the hell that is, which divorces business from holistically looking at business risk and security management. Remember, good risk and security management act as revenue drivers. In addition, there are transferable skill sets that come with degrees. In other words, please do not pigeonhole anybody if they are just getting certifications or if they're just getting degrees and you're in one of these opposing courts, which does nobody any good. With degrees, as I say, there are 9 different sets of skill sets. You put together reasoned arguments, question assumptions, you understand the processes of change in society and its institutions. You can draw together, analyze, and critically evaluate information. You can communicate concisely, clearly, and accurately with others. You can use IT to research, identify, and present information. You manage your time and take on responsibility for your own development. You respond positively to critical feedback, in theory. You interpret, use, and evaluate data, and there is also project management, whether that is time, being a team member, or managing your own projects and budget. This brings me to describing my own pathway. I've been in IT now for 22 years at the time of making this video. I started off my training in 1999 with becoming A+ certified and taking 3 Windows NT courses. I moved to the UK from South Africa and was employed first as an IT support officer at Oxford University Press. The role was second line. I consequently did contract work, which included upgrading a private archaeological unit from a workgroup to a domain-based network. I picked up my knowledge on the job and through using search engines. There wasn't much mentorship at the time. I was expected to get on with it. Then came my first permanent long-term role at a venture capital company investing in startup technologies. The role was systems administrator. My line manager, the IT manager, was a quirky and highly intelligent individual who was also a mathematician. He was quick to detect that I would be good with project management and formal processes. He regarded my technical skills as good, but thought there would be even more potential with me on these scores, given A, my academic background and tendency to think as an all-rounder, and B, how he thought I would best learn from my career growth. I hadn't thought beyond knowing more tech, and this fresh insight changed my career for good. For various reasons, I took on increased responsibilities, obtained a project management certification, and was a senior systems administrator by the time my role was outsourced 4 years later. This was at the start of the Great Recession, and I was extremely fortunate to be hired by the Institute of Government as the IT manager based in London. While there for the next 8 years, I undertook various project management and technical trainings and certifications. The certifications are both for HR purposes and personal pride. They are a formalization of my knowledge. In other words, do not get a certification because you think it makes you a hotshot. Experience counts, and when you can afford it or a business will pay, it does help you in your career to get that piece of paper. Anyways, I moved on from IFG to become the IT manager for the EMEA and Australasian regions of a global company. There, I became ITIL and Security Plus certified. The board commissioned EY to do a consultancy review of the business security policies and processes for the London and North American HQs against the CMM maturity framework. Apart from my previous interests and instincts against siloed departments, this got me seriously interested in the integration of security beyond tech in all levels and aspects of an organization. I then got headhunted for my current company, where I'm the global head of business systems and the CISO. I report into the CFO, who recognizes that in a larger company, although we are global, I would be part of the C-suite as well as reporting direct to the CEO. As it is, the structure and nature of interactions at my company is that the net effect is the same. As CISO, I look after the entirety of information security throughout the company and all of the attendant risk management to ensure that the business creates value through meeting its objectives. Under no circumstances do I view my obligations and responsibilities as CISO as mixed with my role as head of IT. IT is a distinct subset of information security. Be that as it may, there are other pathways to becoming involved in information security. These range from auditing to dedicated risk management, sales, etc. I've heard of hairdressers, economists, and people from a myriad of different backgrounds transitioning over. In my view, you need a grasp of the concepts of networking, but these can be obtained through a Network Plus course, and those with former specialist knowledge of other business careers can bring a fresh and unique perspective to bear on developing a security function which works for and not against the business at all levels. One can also come from a background of business, but then you have to ensure that you build up the correct team of specialists around you.